snacks.
What it do, snackers, snackettes, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage. I am here with the homie Sin.
Yes, sir.
And you are now tuned into Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And today, Jokes is under the weather, not feeling very well. So please send your well wishes his way. Running a bit of a fever and such, been down for a couple days. So we just want our man to get better ASAP. Seems like he's maybe on the mend at the moment, but again, just want him to be better, feel better, and all that jazz. So please send some love his way for sure. Tonight we absolutely have to discuss the PlayStation 5 Pro reveal. So we are going to do that. We're going to talk about Noob Saibot coming to MK1, because why wouldn't we? We're probably going to try some new snacks.
Very true. Very true.
But first, a couple of things.
Uh-huh.
Sin will get the Beacons link up for you because Jokes is not here to do it, so that you all can follow us everywhere across social media, making it much easier to find us wherever we happen to be. And then, Sin, you have a job to do.
Yes, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, Alex Lee, Ellis Mbe, and Kermit Ferguson. Thank you very much. It's truly, truly appreciated.
1000%. Absolute fact. Appreciate all of the love and support. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the show, want to acknowledge the unfortunate loss of one James Earl Jones. That one hit kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
For some he's Darth Vader, for some he's Mufasa, for some he's both. He's a lot more to a lot of people in a lot of other ways, but definitely an icon in the acting world, definitely an icon across pop culture, and so certainly will be missed.
1000%.
I do have to take a moment to say that if you are here right now watching this live as we are doing this, it means you're not watching the presidential debate.
True.
And so, in some ways, definitely thank you for that. I know it's tough competition.
It is. But
we don't generally do or get into politics in this place, but I will say, go vote. That's all I'm going to say. Go vote. Having done that, got to give a shout out to Pops. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Pops.
Happy birthday, Pops.
Necessary. That means cake.
Hey, did you make the cake?
I did not make today's cake.
Okay.
Am I going to make a cake? Yes.
Hey.
Normally, when I make a cake, regardless of whom I make that cake for, he usually eats the majority of it. When I say the majority, I'm seriously meaning like 85% of it.
It's just already his. Just
whatever. Like if there's a large group of people and everybody, get some, there's usually not a whole lot left over. He will eat whatever's left over. If not, he's going to eat the majority of it.
Okay.
Edia has complained about not getting to have any of her own cake.
Get out of Pop's way.
But this one will be for him. So we will make sure we take care of that. I also do want to take a moment, because we're here. It is September 10th. Tomorrow is September 11th. So I do also want to take a moment to just acknowledge all of the lives that were lost in that tragic event for tomorrow. So a day early, but I do want to take a moment to just, if you are old enough to remember what happened, like it's crazy to me that is a thing that has to be said if you are old enough to remember. But there are many adults who just weren't like They're adults now. They weren't even born then. But for those of us who were, like, you can remember where you were and what you were doing as it was happening, and it is kind of an incredible thing to be there, and was a lot going on at that time. So I
Sure.
take a moment to acknowledge that real quick. Sin,
Yeah.
PS5 Pro.
Yes, we did get that announcement today.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it run in the background while we have a bit of a discussion. Mark Cerny, who is, like, as you can see, lead architect, chief head honcho, super genius over at Sony and PlayStation, came on to kind of give us some of the reasoning behind the PS5 Pro, why we would do it, what the need for it is. Um, did you get a chance to watch? What's up, Rod?
I did.
You did
What
get
up,
a chance
Rod?
to watch.
Yeah.
I
mean, it was easy this time. It was only like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, it wasn't like some super long, drawn out thing. Before I start getting into the specifics, the details, what's up, Heather? Are there things specifically that you want to talk about? Things that stood out to you? Whatever. Before we start getting into, like, should we do this? This is important. Do we need to do it? Like, just as far as the presentation and so forth was concerned.
Presentation wise, once we knew Mark was the one doing it, it went exactly as I thought. Like, very bland, talking about it. And yeah, it was exactly what I thought as far as presentation. So, yeah.
Okay.
Really
did the presentation do anything for you? Do you feel that the presentation did what I would imagine it sets out to do, which is to get people hyped or excited for a new PlayStation console within the same family, an upgraded PlayStation, if you will?
I think possibly 50-50. I think there's some who are going to care.
Does that 50-50 include other people? Are you talking about other people? Or are you talking about you? Are you talking about yourself?
I think just in general, I think what they announced, what it's capable of, I think some people will care, and I think other things about it, some people won't care
about. Let's talk about some of what it is designed to do. Ross said, I'd rather upgrade my PC and cop the new DualSense third-party PS5 controller, since most things worth playing is making its way to PC. You make a great point, Rod. However, depending on, like, if you're upgrading your PC, then you're kind of already there. Like, I don't know how much further you need to upgrade your PC, but this is not going to be like getting a 4090. This is going to be probably like a 3080 or something like that by comparison in terms of GPU and like raw power. Though if you wanted to get a PC, if you were going to try to go from scratch and build a PC that could actively do what this is setting out to do, you're probably looking at twice the price of what this is, which is already a stupid price. But, like, to honestly build it out and get everything and have it work more or less flawlessly without trouble, you're gonna do a lot of work. And man, listen, I can't get behind PC gaming only because of how complicated it tends to be. And when I say that, it's just because everybody's setup can be so different. And so when you're building for setups that can be so different, you know what I mean? Your motherboard, your GPU, your CPU, you know what I mean? Do you have a cooling system? Like, all those different things, your fans, all of that. That's such a jump. He says, I already have the PC, upgrade the GPU already, just need the new CPU. See, that makes sense and is a slightly less costly thing. Now, what I will say the difference is, that is also a thing about whether or not you can wait for whatever those games you want on PC are. And for PlayStation, they haven't quite gotten into the day and date PlayStation and PC releases, right, Sin?
Yeah, correct.
So, yes, it would appear that eventually all the PlayStation games that are PlayStation exclusive console titles are at some point going to make their way to PC. You're probably going to wait a year to 2 years before that happens, unless something else drastically changes, which may be changing. We'll have to see. That remains to be seen. Right now, it's kind of a guessing game. But again, if you're already in the PC space, this isn't for you. That's what my thought on it is. So look, the big thing. What's up, Doctor Who? No apologies necessary. Look, the big things about this, the big three, as they are calling them, the upgraded GPU for the larger GPU is supposed to do rendering at like 45% faster, which what that means to a layman, I don't know, but saying 45% versus giving actual specific calculated numbers probably makes more sense.
Right.
Ray tracing at double or triple what the current PS5 can do. Sounds pretty easy to understand if you understand what ray tracing is. And then the AI driven upscaling. So I'm going to pull a little bit from the blog. Here's what they have to say. So their blog says, we developed PS5 Pro with deeply engaged players and game creators in mind, as many have asked for a console that runs even higher fidelity graphics with smoother frame rates at 60 FPS. We achieved this on PS5 Pro with several key performance features. There is an asterisk there. The upgraded GPU, it says we're upgrading to a GPU that has a 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console and 28% faster memory. Overall, this enables up to 45% faster rendering for gameplay, making the experience much smoother. Advanced ray tracing. We've added even more powerful ray tracing that provides more dynamic reflection and refraction of light. This allows the rays to be cast at double and at times triple the speeds of the current PS5 console. And then AI-driven upscaling. We're also introducing PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or PSSR, an AI-driven upscaling that uses a machine learning-based technology to provide super sharp image clarity by adding an extraordinary amount of detail. Now, Sin, what does any of that mean to you?
That is going to compute faster. It's going to look better. I did kind of like when they were breaking down the whole performance mode versus like the graphics mode and stuff like that. How now with a lot of games, they give you the option. What do you want? You want it to look better, or do you want it to play more smooth and run better? And basically, this eliminates the need for that, where you can get them both at the same time. So I did think that might have been the most cool and important thing to me that they mentioned. Like, okay, that's kind of cool. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other no more. You can just have them both together. So
yeah, I mean, look, I think that we're at a place now where like we've come to the realization that like every time a new console comes out, really they're just kind of selling us the dream, right? They've been touting with Xbox Series and with PlayStation 5 4K 60, 4K 60. You're gonna get 4K resolution, 60 frames a second, right? And almost no games do that. And so they even talk about here, one of the things that they bring up is like you kind of get stuck choosing between a fidelity mode, right? Where you get the 4K graphics, but you're running at like 30 frames, or a graphics mode. Or a performance mode where you're getting the 60 frames, but at the cost of resolution. And now you're going down to maybe 1440p, in some cases 1080p, right? And so for a lot of people, it's like, well, when I bought this, you told me it was going to be able to do this, and it doesn't really do that, so to speak. And so I'll be real. I think both consoles are kind of at that space, where you kind of get stuck having to choose between the two. When you get that option, Sin, when you're playing a game, which one do you normally choose? Do you go for the graphics, the full 4K, or do you go for
performance?
You always go performance.
Yep.
So it's weird because I tend to switch. between the two, which is a pain because not all games can do it on the fly. Some games have to go back to the menu or whatever in order to do it, which I'm not gonna do. But like every now and again, man, like it's like the performance mode feels better to play, right? Like
absolutely.
It does. Like just the reaction times are better. It looks and feels more fluid when you see the motion on screen. However, I'm like walking through a scene somewhere. It's like I take a moment to just stop saying Spider-Man, and I'm just like walking through, and I want to really look at everything. I might switch, you know what I mean, so that I can really see what it is they're trying to, because that's what the point is, right?
Yeah.
I'd almost always rather have the graphics. I played at 30 frames for so long. I feel like that is not that deep, dog. We played GoldenEye against each other at probably like 15 frames. Like that joint would get choppy and slow up or whatever. Like I don't know. The price point. The internet is
I can tell you right now, they can kiss my ass all the way with that price point. As soon as I saw that price point, I said, oh, hell no, y'all lost this. No, absolutely not. $700 for just that? What are y'all smoking?
For just what? For just what?
For just the big three. Bruh, get out of here with that. No.
It does have a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Oh, why didn't they say that during the presentation?
That's interesting, right? It's
exactly.
In the blog.
No, I'm telling you, if y'all had brought that up in the presentation, you'd have had a much better response.
Maybe. Here's what's odd to me. I would have preferred, and this is obviously hindsight is 2020, right? I've seen the presentation, whatever. They showed incredible games, like incredible looking games that, like, Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, Ghost of Tsushima, like they're showing these incredible titles that are already beautiful, graphics heavy, which is cool. Like that's great. What they're not showing are games that were having trouble really running at you know what I mean? Like hitting that in the first place. So that feels kind of crazy to me. Rob Van Blake says, if someone already has a 1440p display, I can guarantee they can build a high frame rate rig for $779 or less. I do understand the complexity being a negative aspect. Is the Pro coming with more SSD? So kind of, yeah. I mean, you're getting the 2 terabytes, right? So you're getting, but again, you can upgrade the unless they're changing that, and you can't. But as far as there hasn't been anything that's come out that says that you can't upgrade the memory inside of it like you could before. So you can upgrade the memory inside of a PlayStation 5. I'm sure you'll be able to do it in this. It does not come with a disk drive, and there are a lot of people who are mad about that. They're like $700 with no disk drive.
That's like that price point and just leaving out key stuff. That's just,
I would have loved to have seen games that did struggle, like really struggled, and really see a difference in what they were doing with this and how it's going to affect it. They did mention that there's like 8,500 backwards compatible PS4 games that there will be some level of upscaling or fixing or whatever, right? As a matter of fact, let's see.
And no updates to the controller, like something to make it connectivity,
well,
better.
So there is.
And I only bring up the controller because
because
of the big stink they made overall about what it's supposed to do and what it's capable of, and that's one of the PS5's biggest selling points is what the controller can do. So, just something to think about.
So there were rumors that there was going to be a DualSense, like Volume 2 or Version 2, that people thought was going to be included with this. Apparently, it's not. Also, yesterday they pushed the price up of the PlayStation 5 controllers by $5 everywhere. Okay, which is really weird. They didn't announce it. They didn't say anything about it. They just did it.
They just hit the button. All right.
Yeah. So let's see. Other enhancements include PS5 Pro Game Boost, which can apply to more than 8,500 backward compatible PS4 games playable on PS5 Pro. This feature may stabilize or improve the performance of supported PS4 and PS5 games. Enhanced image quality for PS4 games is also available to improve the resolution on select PS4 games. PS5 Pro will also launch with the latest wireless technology, Wi-Fi 7, in territories supporting this standard. VRR and 8K gaming are also supported. You might as well not even say that. Like, that's just dumb. Don't even bring that up. You know, I have issues. I think that $700 is an extremely, extremely bold choice for price for something like this 4 years into the console, where it's selling well, but it still feels like it's the beginning. It doesn't seem like the struggles they're having now are the same struggles they were having at the beginning of the release of the console. It's not like, oh, we're starting to hit a peak and now we can't do what the PS5 really is supposed to do. So there are a couple things that I think are happening. One, I think that this is more of like what I've been talking about, what we've talked about multiple times on this show, in terms of we are beginning to get to a place with consoles where they're more like cell phones. We're going to start seeing more frequently updated or upgraded versions that aren't that much greater than the one we got before, but you can maybe wait till the following model, right? Like, I think that's kind of where we're getting. Listen, a PlayStation 5 right now is $500. A $200 price jump for this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What up, Shay? Yes, you will see us at Baltimore in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to it. Make sure you hit me up so we can meet up. When the PS4 Pro launched, it was $399.
Okay.
Which was like, I think at the time, $100 more than the original PlayStation 4.
Correct.
That's not that crazy. That would make people who had a PlayStation 4 upgrade. And I think the other thing is, when PlayStation 4 Pro was announced, there were like a bunch of dope games that we knew were coming still, right? That like had not released yet, that we knew were in the pipeline. Right now, what is coming out for the PlayStation 5?
Oh, I have no clue. None whatsoever.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, they're going to announce Ghost of Tsushima 2.
Right.
Maybe they're going to do it in a couple of weeks at Tokyo Game Show. You know what I mean? They could wait and announce it at like Game Awards, right? It's still not coming till next year. Maybe GTA 6 is going to be a thing that makes people do this, right?
I can see that.
Red Death. Love to you all, and I agree with you on the crazy price jump. I haven't gotten a new console in a long time because the pricing is complete insanity and games are meh. Here's the thing. I think there are a lot of great games. However, here's probably my biggest issue right now. PlayStation just pushed the price up $50 of the PlayStation 5 in Japan.
Right.
It is going to happen in other territories, which might shorten the distance in price between a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation 5 Pro, right? But considering the way that things are going, Sin, like, you can imagine when the PlayStation 4 Pro came out, when it got announced, there were people who were like, you know, it's nice that it can do those things. I'm not pressed. my PlayStation 4 works fine, but like when it
Okay.
dies, or if it dies, then I'll clearly get a Pro. Like I'm not going to buy another PS4. I'll buy a Pro, right? Maybe I'll skip the Slim, right?
Yep. I was the exact same way. Yep. So until it falls off, I can hold off.
Also, you figure if that's a couple years from now, price will probably drop $50. I'll maybe get a sale. Some of the games will be cheaper, whatever. Not so big a deal. Under the current landscape, the idea that if you're like, well, I'll hold off, like if and the rumors right now, let's say GTA 6 is going to get pushed back, right? So it might not be coming until 2026.
Right.
If you're like, I can wait until GTA 6 comes out, you know what I mean? And then maybe I'll do it. Probably be a price drop. No. Right now, it's likely that if you're thinking, well, I'll wait 2 years when PS5 dies or whatever, then I'll buy a PS5 Pro. It's actually ridiculously likely that the PS5 Pro is going to be more expensive if you decide to wait.
I won't put it past them.
If you look at what's happened to the PS5 since the PS5 dropped 4 years ago, under normal circumstances, 4 years later, we should have seen like 2 price drops at least.
Yeah.
Right? A PS5 should be like $300 now, $350. You know what I'm saying? It should be the same price as like a Switch OLED. It's not. No. It's $500. It's more expensive now than it was when it came out, which means that if 4 years down the road, it costs $50 more or so to get a PlayStation 5, there is a high likelihood that a PlayStation 5 Pro will also be more expensive. Like now you actually almost have to think to yourself, maybe I should get it now, because if I don't get it now, it might actually cost me more down the road.
Very possible nowadays.
Crazy to think. It's a very strange step in a landscape that is just the way this is. Rod said my PS4 Slim is still hanging on. I only jumped into the platform for God of War and Ghost of Tsushima. I am also there. Look, again, I think we're beginning to kind of encroach on new territory. I don't think that this is actually designed to do what the PlayStation 4 Pro did. I believe that console was designed and advertised, marketed to people who already had PlayStation 4s to say you can get even more, and really kind of convince people to buy another one. Trade the old one in and buy this one, right? Take some of the costs off of it, you know what I mean, or whatever, and it's not that bad, which some people will probably do for a PlayStation 5 Pro, right? But if you're going to do that, you're going to be very limited, and it might be very difficult to get. Like, pre-orders go live September 26th, but they only go live through PlayStation, like through PlayStation Direct, right? All those bots and all that stuff that we dealt with before, very likely to also be a problem.
Oh, true, yeah.
You're not trading your old one in if you're doing that, right?
Because if you can't get it, you still got your PlayStation to play.
So it doesn't go live to pre-order for other retailers, I think, until October 10th. And it releases November 7th. We're 2 months out. That's it. Yeah. We're only 2 months out before this drops. And it's kind of like, what is the showcase game for this then? What do you like? And here's the thing. If you're putting this out this holiday, and people can go to the store and look and make a decision between this, a PS5, and a series with Game Pass, I don't know if this was the move. This feels like,
this holiday season it's definitely not, because other ones will have sales and all that kind of stuff. And with this just dropping, it's going to sit at that price tag and not going,
And I think
they'll bundle it to high hell. But
it's good. Here's the thing. There's no doubt in my mind this thing sells out. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But this is not for those gamers who are, this is for the people who have that kind of money to just spend, who don't care and just want to have it.
Yeah.
And here's why I think they can get away with it, and they probably will get away with it. When the PlayStation 5 came out and all the scalpers bought them all, people were absolutely paying $1,200 for a PlayStation 5.
For facts.
They were easily paying between $700 and $1,200, sometimes more, for a PlayStation 5. They wanted a PlayStation 5 that bad with nothing to play. In this case, there is plenty to play, and it will look better and
I
run
got a friend
better.
who got his for $1,000.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you were willing to pay $1,000 for a PlayStation 5 in 2020, why wouldn't you be willing to pay $700 right now directly to Sony for a PlayStation 5 Pro?
Yeah.
That, I think, is what the difference is. That I feel like it's weird to me listening to people, like, the internet was going crazy, like $700 is crazy, is ridiculous, nobody would ever pay that. You are so wrong. You are so wrong.
Yeah, you just hit on the nail. Just go back and think that when the PS5 released,
one of Sony's biggest issues when the PlayStation 5 came out was the number of people who were buying them for $700, $1,000, $1,200, and they weren't seeing any of that money. Sony wasn't getting that money. Those units were purchased for $400, $450, and they were being sold for double or more. So Sony knows that there are people who are willing to pay it, and they will pay it. This isn't just like, oh, we're crazy. When we said this about PlayStation 3, people were like, this is ridiculous. I'll never do it. It hurt them. It stung. And the only people who bought it were people who wanted Blu-ray players, because they were the cheapest Blu-ray players and the best Blu-ray player. There were some people who bought it who were gamers, but, like, seriously,
yeah,
not really. So the landscape being what it is, they know that people will buy this, and there is a very, very high likelihood that they looked at those numbers and went, you know what? It's not going to cost us that much more to manufacture this. They're probably actually making margin on this. $700 for a PlayStation 5 Pro might actually be about $100 more than what it's costing them to make it. They may actually be able to pull margin off of this, and they may only be doing it because they're like, nah, look what happened when people couldn't get it before. There's also a little bit of hubris, I believe, right? That people are just like, I can't get it and I want it, so I'm willing to pay it. And people had disposable income. It was very different.
Yeah.
It was very different, right? Because people were just like home, they were getting checks. They couldn't go on vacations. People had disposable income to spend. It's very different. Also, this is coming out 2 days after the election. And the landscape could be
extremely different. Yeah.
Real different. That's going to make a difference. That's going to make a difference. There's no way it doesn't make a difference. So if it's a worldwide release, might not matter as much. Here, it could be real different. So I also think the timing of that is also a little strange. Because it's like a Thursday.
Okay.
The 5th is a Tuesday. That's election day. It released on the 7th. So that's a Thursday.
Yeah.
It's also really weird.
Going to the weekend with your pro. I don't know.
I mean, you're right, but like, again, depending on where we are after this election, and we could be somewhere real strange,
like very different. Yes, it could. Yeah,
it's an interesting thing, man. I'm so a $200 price jump is ridiculous.
It's sickening. Yeah, for real.
It's ridiculous.
As soon as I saw that come up on the screen, I was like, "Yeah, y'all completely lost me with this one."
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
and usually I would be like, you know what? Yeah, if mine, breaks down, I'll get a pro. No, I'll go back and get another regular. Yeah, I'm good.
600, I think, might have been okay.
that's what I thought it was going to be around. I was like, okay, like $100 more than what this one was. So cool. Twice that? Nah. Nope.
Yeah, I can't quite get behind it.
I can see
I
all
do
my
still think it's going
fidelities
to
just
sell
fine.
out.
I do. Yeah, but at least the diehards alone will sell out the first batch easy.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm interested in seeing what this means and how it works for the rest of the landscape. If you're talking about having the GPU's ability to do something that is AI driven, what kind of possibilities are there out there for doing that same kind of thing without having to have that compute power in the console itself? Last week we talked and I was kind of throwing out a theory about, I really think it's going to get to a point where like your games are in the cloud. The games themselves are playing off of a server, and they're like, again, you could run games in the cloud on an Xbox One that are technically running on servers that are Xbox Series X's, and you could run them in the cloud better than you could play them on that console.
Mm-hmm.
So you can run basically Xbox Series X games on a Fire Stick. So if the ability for the AI to correct the image to fix that kind of stuff is working fast enough, and you can do that even at a cloud compute level, I have to imagine that like that's where it's going to be. It won't change the fact that technically for consoles, this would make anything that's coming out on the system the best place to play it. Like it should absolutely, without a doubt, make it the best place to play it, because you're not going to beat what it can do.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to shell out some serious dollars to be able to do that. So yeah, I don't know, man. People were mad. People were like $700 and it don't come with a vertical stand.
I saw that too.
Crazy. And I'm like, that stand is like 30 cents. They really could have put that stand in there, dog. Like they really could have.
Yeah.
And they're gonna charge like $40 for it. And people were like, with no disk drive and no stand, 700. Y'all are wild. And I'm like, dog, this is not for you. If you are looking for a disk drive, this is not for you. As a matter of fact, gaming might not be for you anymore. I think that's where we are, bro. I think that's where we are. Like, gaming might just not be for you anymore if you're looking for a disk drive. You can buy the disk drive for $80.
Mm-hmm.
That would make your PS5 Pro $800.
You are bugging. Just get on the digital wave.
And the controller is almost $100.
Yep. Yeah, if you're still if you're still clamoring on the disc at this point, yeah. Like PC doesn't use them anymore. Like you can just go on Steam or Epic and just download it. PlayStation and Xbox, hell, even Nintendo, download. You don't need the physical part of it anymore. It's they're running off of what you have inside now and trying to pull from the disc, and that just adds extra work. Yeah, no, it's
even when you have a disc, the game ain't on the disc, so that's the difference. Like if we were still at a place where they were manufacturing discs and the game was on the disc, I might be like, all right. But now, like, you put it in there and it's like, oh yeah, you bought this, so you can download it now. Like,
exactly,
this doesn't actually have a game on it anymore. So
it's just shovelware. It's just so you can put it on your case. You'd be like, hey, I have this game, or you have the old school cases and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, I saw a lot of people in comments being like, what about people who have like rural internet? Dog, this isn't for you. Even if you got a lot of money, this isn't for you. Like, if you got a lot of money, first of all, if you got PlayStation 5 Pro money, but you got terrible internet.
Yeah, like something's off here. Something is
let me tell you how. If that's the case, you can afford to buy the disc drive. Like that's all I'm saying. Like if you got that kind of money and your internet is terrible, you live in a place where things are probably kind of cheap. Like it's just not.
Just show what I mean. $80 for the disc drive. Yeah.
You can buy a disc drive, dog, and you're still gonna have to download the game. It's still not gonna. It's you know what I mean. Like it's still not gonna matter. You know what I mean. And if you're downloading games,
updates,
it does. Yeah, it does make me wonder about the sizes of games as we continue to go forward, and how much Yeah, I can't. This isn't for you.
Flat out.
This really is Sony saying what they said when the PlayStation 3 came out. Like, if you want a PlayStation 3, get another job. Like, that's really what it feels like.
That should be the tagline for this one. PlayStation 5 Pro. Get another job. That's it. Just get another job. If you want it that bad.
Somebody does, bro. I can't. I'm not. I can't.
No, not at all. This can completely pass me up. I'm good. I have my PS5.
My moral compass is like, I can't even see. Like, if I didn't have a PlayStation 5,
and I wanted one, I would still go get the regular PlayStation 5.
I'm just saying, I can't imagine what they could possibly put on the box that when you look at a PlayStation 5 and you look at the Pro and then you look at the prices, you're going to be like, oh, that's easy money. Why wouldn't I get the Pro? There's a million reasons not to get the Pro.
Yeah.
Way more reasons not to get the Pro, especially at the price point versus the other way around. It just like, when they put like 8,500 backwards compatible PS4 games, hey, dog, you ain't ever going to play all of them joints.
I have a PS4. It's one of your biggest selling consoles ever. Like, it's still selling to this day. Like, okay, I can go back and play those on that if I want. Like,
what year is the PS6 coming out?
Pro just dropped. I'm gonna say 4 years.
2028.
That's what I'm saying. 4 years.
2028. When does the next Xbox console come out?
How far are we into the new Xbox?
We're 4 years into both.
4 years, the same thing in another 4 years.
Really?
Wait.
I don't think that's the case.
No. I'm gonna say 2.
I think 2 years.
2 for a new console.
I think 2026.
Yeah.
I think Microsoft launches a brand new console that is more powerful than the PlayStation 5 Pro by the time Grand Theft Auto 6 drops and Grand Theft Auto is getting pushed back to 2026. I think that's what happens.
I'm with that. Definitely with that.
And I don't think it's anywhere close to $700.
No. It'll be their next console. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it won't be like, hey, the halfway point or nothing like that. Their next one, no, it'll be about 4.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Think about this for a second. If the PlayStation 5 Pro is $700, doesn't the PlayStation 6 have to be more expensive?
That would fail to be, obvious, yeah. Because it's gonna be a more powerful machine.
Especially because the likelihood is that the price points are going up. The fact that the PlayStation 5 Pro could be $750 next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, in 2 years, in 4 years, whatever they're doing to beat what they're doing now should absolutely be $800. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Not at all.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know, dog. I don't know, bro. That's a little out of control. Let's do a thing. Let's swerve a little bit.
All right.
Yeah. I need to watch this.
Are you ready? I hope you are fond of chaos.
Do not try to make sense of it. Anything is possible in Havoc's domain.
Allow the Brotherhood of Chaos to help you on your way. Those who oppose anarchy, who revere order, will be eliminated.
You sound like Bihan.
Embrace chaos. Havoc filled my mind with his chaos. I have learned his thoughts, learned his combat.
This is what you are meant to do.
I am not allowed to desire a different future.
Your desires are not at issue. It is your methods for achieving them.
Oh man, I bang with Noob.
Another round when it comes to doing these stories. In
Havoc's
the game,
will not be done.
Cooking, bro.
The blood spilled today will be yours, not mine.
Ain't no he did.
Molly
Cooking, bro.
Your new
She had
attire
breaks,
suits
he
you.
just beat him right off.
It is as black as your heart.
Watch and learn, Kuai Li Yang.
Hey, though.
Finish him.
Hey, going with it.
This round, dog.
Hey, no, he ain't got to have 2 alligators, crocodiles. He ain't got to do that.
That was disrespectful.
Hey, Slim. Where are you on your Mortal Kombat 1 journey, bro? What's happening with you?
Oh, once I beat the game, I moved on to something else. That's what happened. So I haven't touched it since none of the characters have come out.
Oh,
Like I beat the
no,
game, and whatever that first realms when they did, when you got like the scorched fire type outfits, I watched that whole thing, got all those, and
that was
moved
it.
on. Yeah, moved on. Yeah.
Yeah. Couple weeks, buddy.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I paid for all of this, so it's time to
Definitely.
install, update, and because I do want to run the story mode, so run the story mode when it drops. So
I have to, bro.
yeah,
I have to. I'm all in. Snacks.
snack time.
All right. Do you need to exit for a moment? Or are you good?
It's right over there in the mini fridge. Let me just grab it.
Oh, okay. Listen, today there was a new drop. Coca-Cola Oreos and Oreo Coca-Cola.
It's something like that, yeah.
Now let's talk for a minute. I could not find the soda. You could not find the cookies.
Correct.
That is Coke Zero, right?
Yes, this flavor is only Coke Zero.
Yeah, that's a problem for me. And did it also only come in like the small cans?
That I saw, yes.
That's also a problem for me.
I don't know that for sure, but at least the Safeway I picked them up from, they only had them in the small cans.
All right. So, a couple of things. This does not say limited edition.
I don't see it on there either, no.
It
But
does have a QR code that says scan here to unlock bestie mode. I'm not about to do that.
you don't want to unlock
That's
bestie mode?
maybe another time.
I
I will say
the can though does have a limited edition at the very top, right above Oreo.
it does say limited edition on the soda.
Yeah.
I am a fan of this package. I am a fan of this packaging. And then
I didn't know there was red on one side.
I didn't either. Let's find out how they look, shall we?
Well, mine's just gonna look like brown liquid, so I'll just keep this sealed for right now.
Which is, interesting.
Okay. I do like
Boy,
the visual appeal of it.
that smells like soda.
Stop playing.
It smells like soda.
Like Coca-Cola or just like some generic soda?
Like cherry Coke?
Yeah.
It smells kind of like cherry Coke.
Okay.
Let me put this on.
Bro,
So
you
we
about to
have
me going there in the morning.
our regular, and then we have our like Coca-Cola side. It smells like Coke, bro. I'm scared.
Okay. Uh-oh. You good over there? Smell like Coke, but taste like what?
Trash?
Mm.
It's got like a little pops in it. Little popping candy.
Oh, to play the fizz portion of
It's weird. It gets a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I have to.
All right. Another big bite.
I just wanted to see if this tastes different. Like just the red cookie tastes different. It doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Not working.
It's strange. It's like
Is it a good strange? Is it a bad strange? Like
I don't know. It
like
is
the Sour
like
Patch ones, how like they were weird but kind of good still.
it is odd. I think. I guess it tastes like Coke. Like it does, but it's like
Tastes like generic Coke.
no. I think it's kind of like. I guess that's why the popping candy is there because it tastes like Coke syrup. It almost tastes flat. It almost tastes like a flat soda, which is not good.
Never.
And then like I gotta be real. Like Coke is the flavor of Coke isn't necessarily the flavor of Coke without the carbonation. And so like the pop rocks kind of helps.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like that needs to be stronger though. Like because I think the Coke flavor might be slightly overwhelming as far as that's concerned because part of what makes a good soda good like that is the amount of like it's the carbonation. It's like that really good precise amount of carbonation, and this doesn't have that. So it kind of tastes like an old Coke.
Okay.
Like a flat Coke, kind of. And then like the Pop Rocks kind of kick in and you're like, oh, I see what you're doing.
I see what you're aiming for with this. But you
Should've
don't
did
look
Pepsi.
pleased.
Should have Pepsi.
So now we're talking.
What do you got? Let me.
All right, so just know this. This is zero sugar, so take what I'm going to say about it with a grain of salt, because when I drink soda, it is not diet nor zero sugar. So
Mhm.
I'll do my best with this despite that. So I literally smell Coke. I smell
Oreo.
if it's there, it's like super, super light. So let's see. I actually tasted all Oreo cookie.
Really?
Dead ass.
Carbonated Oreo cookie.
Yes, I tasted Coke and I taste a Oreo cookie. That's weird.
It's weird, right? And I feel like that may be what it is, because the cookie still tastes like Oreo.
You actually taste an Oreo cookie in this. I'm not even like I'm definitely delivering these over to y'all so y'all can try them. Like, this is crazy. And honestly, even though it's zero sugar, it's not bad. It's not bad. Like, I usually get these Coke ones when they come out to try different flavors. I'm generally not mad at this. I don't know if I would like go and drink it purposefully, but like out of the flavors they tried, it's weird, but it's not. I think it's weird because it tastes just like Oreo. Like, you can taste a soda Oreo, whatever, but it's not as crazy as it sounds. It's not that bad, to be completely honest.
I think this is like, again, this isn't that bad.
It's not as good as the spiced one. You know what I mean? But
it's just strange because
yeah.
I think you're getting more of the, like, I can taste kind of like the cinnamon that clearly exists in Coke, but is offset by the amount of carbonation. So like, it might just be a little heavy.
Because like I said, you hardly smell it at all, but the second you taste it, you get Oreo.
They just drop cookies in there.
Yep. You get a Coke flavored Oreo, like a cherry flavored Pepsi or Coke, whatever. Oreo flavored Coke.
I will say that I think it's worth a try. I really do. I think it's worth trying. Like, it doesn't taste bad. I don't know if I want a whole package of these. Like, I'm not them dirt cake Oreos. I was like, dog, I'm in these joints. I will finish this whole.
I got a case. I got a bag. That and the Sour Patch joints down there.
Totally worth it.
Oof.
This, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
but I will say this. The aftertaste is definitely giving Coke.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Like, I definitely feel like I was just drinking a Coca-Cola. Like, out of a can, not from McDonald's. Like, McDonald's Coke is like crazy Coke. Like, that's like the best Coke there is. But that was a terrible statement.
Taking that pure white. But no, this is. I agree. I think if you see it, give it a shot. Like, even though it's zero sugar, like, honestly, like it doesn't bother me with this. Maybe extra sugar might have overpowered it some, and this might have been the best flavor combination they came up with.
Yeah.
But no, I'll definitely drop some of these off so y'all can try them over there, and I'll get one of the jokes so you can try it too. Yeah.
Dig it. All right. I mean, I'm with that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oreo Cokes and Coke Oreo. Sure.
Either way.
Sure. Why not?
Either way, it's a good time.
All right, look, we're gonna wrap this up. Get up out of here. Before we do that, what's happening in Thriller Park this week?
Yeah, Thriller Park this week. I'm working hard to finish up the editing tonight. So between tonight and tomorrow, Patreon members, you'll get last week's episode 19 through 21. And this week we're going straight to the finale. The last 4 episodes, we are pushing through to the end. Yeah, all four episodes, 30 minutes each. We're down the hill on the roller coaster at this point. We got Puck and Ram versus Roswell coming up this week. We have Garfield and Eliza versus going at it this week. Amelia's going to finish her last 2 trials. Like, we are full steam ahead to the end of the season 2, and we're done with all the emotional stuff, I think, for the most part now. And it's
No way. With 4 episodes left, there's no way. There's no way all of it's out the way. They're gonna sneak something in. It's a
I
sneak
know
attack.
season three's right around the corner, but
It's sneak attack.
I'm sure it's there. But the action portion of it, we know we're getting to that point. We're things are all coming into play now, so we're really excited to finish this out this week and talk with everybody about it. So yeah,
Dig it. Loading Stacks Movie Club movie of the month is Beetlejuice 1989. Kind of crazy to think that Michael Keaton did Beetlejuice and Batman in the same year.
hey, go
Get him. You know what I'm saying?
go.
Get him, bruh. Kill him, bruh. Go for it. Yeah, we'll last Monday of the month is the 30th, so looks like we'll be having our discussion then. So it's on Max. Jump in, watch it. I'm planning to go see Beetlejuice some point this week.
Got it.
Sneak into that joint somewhere. And knock that out. That and Blink twice somehow.
Sounds like
I'm trying
a
to
bop.
figure that out. Maybe tomorrow morning or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that's what's going on. A couple weekends from now, we will be at Baltimore Comic-Con. So if you see us and you're there, say hi, check us out. We'll be running all over the place as we usually are. We don't have a panel. It does look like we will be assisting and shooting at the cosplay competition, as well as the runway show that they do now for the cosplay competition. So that ought to be a good time. It usually is. Folks getting all dressed to impress and come through and hang out. So that'll be pretty dope. They don't really do the big shoot on the staircase anymore because of the way that these things happen now. So yeah, if you see us there, say what's up, right, Sin?
Absolutely.
Outside of that, we are preparing for a couple of additions to Spoiler Boys. We have the new Penguin show coming to Max. That is the 26th, I believe.
So the week
And
after
we have Agatha all along next week. So it's getting ready to get real busy real quick. But yeah, look for that. We'll be talking about those things. Kind of excited to kind of see where those two things are going. I'll be honest, I'm more interested in what is happening with Agatha. I am more excited about where we're going with Penguin. Okay. I like that world. I like that the Batman world.
Same here.
And I really like that Colin Farrell Penguin.
He did his thing with it. Yeah. So
I'm a fan.
The fact they're giving him a show, yeah, says something.
I'm a fan. And on the strength of Zoe Kravitz and Blink twice, I'm super interested in whether or not she shows up. Or if Batman shows up. I just want to know who else is going to show up from that world in this Penguin show. You know what I mean? Catwoman shows up. But it could be, I don't know, man. I'm in. I'm ready for that. I'm excited about it.
I'm gonna rewatch the Batman beforehand just because I think one night.
I don't know if I can do that.
I'll put it on as I'm chilling.
I like it
or something.
It's too long. It's too long. That joint should have ended twice before it ended. But nonetheless, I like that world. I like what they're doing. I'm excited about the Penguin. Interested in Agatha. That's where I'm at. We'll see what happens with that. Sin, It's time to go.
All righty.
One more time. Jokes. We hope you get well soon.
100%.
I want to thank everybody for hanging out this evening, tuning in, chilling with us. Again, there are important things happening, like the presidential debate.
Yeah.
Some of you are here instead, or maybe you're doing both. That's totally possible. And I greatly appreciate it. I am very interested in hearing what your thoughts are on PS5 Pro, price point, all that kind of stuff. Feel free to drop a line, add a comment on the post that we have on Instagram, that kind of thing. Totally interested in seeing kind of where people are on it. looking forward to having a discussion with y'all about it next week. With that, we're out. Right, Sam?
We are out.
Toodles and lose.
Loading snacks.